It's another glorious day in Halifax. So according to my records, it's 9 o'clock. 8 a.m. on Eastern. Good morning, everyone. It's 8 a.m. Eastern. You're joining me for 8 for 8. I started out this morning, actually my entire weekend was met with resistance. And I kept working on that resistance. I kept cleaning and tapping, and I kept just feeling kind of frustrated and angry at everything that came to me felt frustrating and filled with resistance. And then I started to think about the fall of the Berlin Wall. 20 years ago today, the Berlin Wall came down, and people poured over that wall without resistance for the first time in many, many years. There had been hundreds of people killed trying to cross that wall. People do not appreciate resistance from others, yet we tolerate it all day long within ourselves. So I've been thinking about that, and so it's kind of the topic of today's call. What if we recognize the resistance within us? It's really, really simple. I was doing a level 1 training this weekend, and we talked about how simple it really is. Now, that doesn't mean that it's easy. It just means that it's simple. So the simplicity of it is it either feels good or it doesn't. And so I'm going to give you a little homework this week. I want you to think about anything that's happened to you, actually this morning, let's just do it. So anything that's happened to you in the last couple of hours that just didn't feel wonderful. And think about that specific thought or feeling or energy that was brought to you by someone else, your children or your spouse or your partner or your business partner or whoever it might be. And think about that not feeling good. And then let's just do a little tapping on that. Okay, here we go. Even though I had some energy brought to me, we're on the karate chop point now, sorry. Even though I had some energy brought to me, that just didn't feel so good. I love and accept myself anyway. I had some energy brought to me from shared memories from the past, or from someone I care about, or from someone I thought of that I'm not comfortable with. And I love and accept myself anyway. I have some resistance to feeling good at this moment. I am filled with peace and joy. Top of the head. Even though I have some resistance in my life. Oh well. Inside out. I may feel resistance, but I choose inspiration instead. Outside out. Resistance is mine to manage. I own this resistance. Therefore, I can let it go. Under the eye. It either feels good or it doesn't feel good. What do I choose? I choose to feel good. Under the nose. I am filled with peace and joy. On the chin. I am blessed with good fortune. On the collarbone. I am thinking about that resistance that came into my awareness. And I let it go with all the love and gratitude that I can muster. That was on the collarbone. Sorry. I think about that resistance that came into my life. And I let it go with all the love and gratitude that I can muster. And under the arm, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Finally, this morning, while I was in the shower, I started to get excited about this call again, and all of my resistance went away. There's something about making this call for me that's really inspirational for me. So thank you so much for joining me. There are several hundred people who have signed up for this call, and I'm so grateful. And some of you come on in the morning with me, and others watch the video or listen to it through the week, and it really doesn't matter because we have all this combined energy. But the wonderful thing about it is the comments that you leave. Last week, we had a really nice discussion about being able to say, or what is the purpose of saying, I'm sorry? Well, I'm not really sure, and I'm going to go to see Dr. Hugh Len next weekend, and I'm going to ask him that question on your behalf. But the idea that I come up with is that we are part of the collective consciousness. Are we not all connected to each other? Are we not one energy? Are we not one love? Are we not one inspiration? And when we attract something like resistance into our lives, are we not doing it on behalf of all of the collective consciousness? And so can we not be collectively sorry? Do we not make mistakes? By saying I'm sorry, do we allow ourselves to move on? When we hold anger towards someone else, we have somehow held anger toward ourselves at the same time. That anger is collective. Someone else that we're angry at is also us. We are the same energy. So, I'm sorry. It feels good. The only part of it, and this is just an idea that I had, and please get on the blog and talk about this, because I really want to kind of explore this idea. The only idea I had about resistance to saying I'm sorry is that my ego somehow doesn't want to accept the fact that I'm part of a greater consciousness, that I'm part of a greater good. And while we need our egos to keep us grounded in the fact that we are in a physical experience right now, we also find it really useful to manage our egos and be aware of when our ego rises up. I have a huge ego at times, and people point that out to me. People who love me will come up and say, you know what, you're starting to sound like your ego's getting in the way there. And then I have to look at that. And we all have to look at that at times. This is something that we need to manage. But coming back to the original premise of today's talk, it either feels good or it doesn't. It's that simple. And when it doesn't feel good, we have an opportunity to heal it. And that's the beauty of it. So if anything comes into your life today, this week, for the rest of your life for that matter, if it doesn't feel good, look at it differently. As Wayne Dyer says, and I'm often like to quote, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And so if you look at, this doesn't feel so good, and you tap on that or you clean on that, and you recognize it and say, oh, isn't that interesting? This doesn't feel so good. Isn't that wonderful? All of a sudden it feels better. Well, last week we talked about finding relief. Well, that's how you find relief. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. My name is Rodee. I operate a health and wellness clinic in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where it's sunny and beautiful today. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week from the Wyndham Garden Hotel in beautiful downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, after having spent the weekend with Dr. Hugh Len and learning about Ho'oponopono. Don't miss that one. I am going to be flying sky high. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate the opportunity. Bye.